Okay, so here we can provide the reminders to the vendor. So here if you are giving the reminder in a positive way, let's say you are putting it as a 5. So you are having a delivery date, let's say today's date was the delivery date. So after 5 days, it will give a reminder to your vendor that you have to provide the material. So let's say you are giving it in a minus. Okay, you are giving it a minus sign first. Then what will it do? Let's say today is the delivery date. Then before 5 days, it will send a reminder to your vendor that you need to provide this material to us. Okay, so let's say we can take minus 5 days, and let's say minus 2 days, let's say on 0 day. Okay, so there will be 3 reminders will be sent to your vendor, let's say before 5 days, before 2 days, and on the delivery date there will be some deadlines, or there will be some notification will be sent to your vendor. Last one is, here you can see acknowledgement required. If you select this indicator, then it is required for the vendor, like vendor needs to provide you a acknowledgement that they have received this reminders, they have received it. Okay, so it is mandatory. Let's say you are selecting this acknowledgement required, then once you are getting the reminder sent, once the reminder is sent to the vendor, vendor needs to provide the acknowledgement that they are receiving the reminders. Next one is GRIR control. Okay, so this is basically related to your material receiving. So this is tolerance under delivery. Next one is tolerance over delivery. So what is this means? Let's say you have provided one purchase order for 100 quantity. Okay, so how much under delivery you can expect from the vendor? So how much material your vendor can send below the delivery required delivery quantity? Let's say you can expect, let's say you can receive, once you are providing 100 quantity for the purchase order, let's say you can receive up to 90 pieces, maximum of minimum of 90 pieces you can receive from the vendor. So in that case you have to take the under delivery as 10%. Okay, under delivery of 10%. Okay, then over delivery. So let's say the same condition, like you have provided the 100 pieces of order you have provided, let's say your vendor is sending you some more products. So till how much quantity you can receive the product? Let's say again 10%. Okay, so once you are giving the order of 100 pieces, maximum you can receive a 110 pieces from your vendor. That much of quantity, if your vendor is sending you more quantity, then you can receive the 10% more to the existing whatever, like whatever quantity you have ordered, up to 10% more than that you can receive from the vendor. Next one is, here one indicator is there, or one checkbox is there here, unlimited over delivery. So if you selected this one, vendor can send you unlimited product and you can receive the unlimited product from the vendor. Let's say you have provided 100 pieces of order, your vendor is sending you 1000 pieces, you can also receive the 1000 pieces. There will be no error, no warning message will be there, you can receive it. But if you are setting this under delivery and over delivery, and your vendor is sending some more product or some less product, let's say under delivery is 10%, and your like vendor is sending you some let's say 80 materials or 50 materials they are sending, so it will give you an error that you cannot do this GR for this much of less quantity. Okay, and same for the over delivery also. Here you can select the unlimited over delivery if you require. The next one is the shipping instruction. So shipping instruction is basically, right now we have created the shipping instruction that we have to assign it over here. So we have created this I1, right, ITC paper shipping instruction. So we have to enter it here so that it will be work for this purchasing value key, this will be work for this shipping instruction. Okay, so now this is not required, minimum delivery quantity and standard delivery variation, this is not required for us. Basically we have this much of information we need for the purchasing value key. So let's save it. Okay, so you understand the purpose of purchasing value key, right? So let's go to the next screen. Here, let's say you are providing this IT01. We have created this purchasing value key, right? Once you are entering this purchasing value key and hitting on enter, it will copy the data what we have given inside the purchasing value key. It will copy all the data from there. Okay, here you can see -5 days, here you can see -2 days, here you can see 0 days, here you can see the under delivery tolerance is 10%, over delivery tolerance is 10%. Here you can see minimum delivery quantity we have not entered anything, and here acknowledgement required is also we have checked. Okay, so this is getting copied from the purchasing value key. Understood?
Sir, can you repeat the definition of tolerance again?
So tolerance is nothing but basically how much quantity you can receive more than your order quantity or less than your tolerance, less than your order quantity. That is called a tolerance. Okay, tolerance is
Fine.
nothing but it is a like the maximum or minimum quantity you want to receive. Okay.
Very fine. And these are the parameters we need to define for buying something, actually.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Hmm.
So next field is our GR processing time. So what is this GR processing time? Normally, whenever you have received the product, okay. So let's say you have received the product, how many days you need to require to enter the GR document? This GR document is there. You need to go to the Migo. One transaction is there. Migo transaction is there. There you have to enter the that we have received the material officially. So once you are receiving the product, in how many days you can reflect that officially that we have received this product. So there will be some GR processing time will be there. So let's say you have received the product on a Saturday or Sunday, right? So now you have to enter that document inside your system, let's say on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so let's say it will take 2 to 3 days time to enter that document inside your SAP. So in that case you can give a GR processing time of 2 days, 3 days. Likewise, you can enter it over here. Okay, so this is the purpose of the GR processing time. Normally, after receiving the product, how much time it will require to enter the goods receipt in your system. So let's say 2 days. Okay. Now the next indicator or next checkbox is for post to inspection stock. So if you select this as a inspection stock, so directly whenever you are receiving the material, it will go to the quality inspection. Okay, once you are receiving the product, it will not directly, you cannot consume the product directly. First it will go for the analysis of the product, like the product is good or not. It will go for a quality check. After that only you will be able to use that product. So this is basically the significance of this post to inspection stock. Okay, next one is quota arrangement usage. Okay, so what is a quota arrangement usage? Let's say you are ordering the material in a bulk. Okay, let's say you are procuring, let's say 1,000 pieces, 5,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces. Likewise, you are procuring the material. So if that is the case, you can procure the material from different vendors. So for that you can enter the quota arrangement uses over here. Okay, so quota arrangement record is basically it is a material, it is a master data, so that you can mentor how you want to maintain that quota arrangement uses. So this is basically quota arrangement, and this is used in, let's say in PO, this is the planned order, this is purchase organization, this is MRP, and this is order, some production order is there. So in which cases you want to use this use this quota arrangement record, for which department or for which document you want to create a, or you want to have a quota arrangement record. Let's say for the all of the fields you need, then you have to enter as 4. Okay, if you select as a 4, quota arrangement uses as 4, then for every procurement type you can have the quota arrangement. Let's say you want to only make it available for the MRP or purchase requisition or for purchase order, then you can select the different checkboxes from here. Okay, so just click on OK, click on blank. Okay, so next one is source list. So source list is also a master data. So basically in source list we will fix a vendor. So let's say we are maintaining some source list. In there we will be fixing for this material only one vendor is available from which we are going to procure the material. So in that case, once you are having the source list for this material, then if you are selecting this source list checkbox over here, then it will be mandatory to keep a vendor as a, means to create a vendor as a source list for this material type. Okay, so now it will be might be little bit confusing for you, this quota arrangement uses and like source list. Once we are going to the next step, let's say the quota arrangement record and the source list record, there you can be able to understand what is a source list and what is a quota arrangement record. So basically these fields are required. If you are checking this, means you are clicking on this checkbox, it will be required to maintain these kind of data, like source list will be required if you are selecting this data. Okay, so next one is JIT indicator. This is basically required for your like MRP profile. It is required. JIT means just in time. Okay, there is a like what you call, uh, there is one JIT indicator is there. So it is related to your let's say whenever you are going for a MRP scenario, in that case it will be important for you, but right now it is not that much of important. Okay, so this is basically some of the fields that are important to us in the purchasing screen. Okay, so you need to remember all of these fields. Either you have to practice or you have to go through this screen multiple times. You have to like you have to remember what are the fields that is required in the purchasing screen. So might be in the interview we are getting some questions like in the let's say they will be asking where we can assign the purchasing value key or where we can assign the order unit. So you need to remember these fields where you are putting these fields. Okay, so you just need to revise it from time to time so that it will be under your memory, that where you have to put which fields are required or what is the significance of each field, that you will be able to know. Okay, so this is basically
Sir,
for the
if we did not enter like quota arrangement usage and source list and something we forget, so the transaction will not go further ahead.
no, it will go for the further. Let's say here it is blank is also have a meaning. Okay, you want to you have not entered anything, that is also fine. Okay, so here if you are not entering anything, that is also fine. Okay, because this is not a mandatory field and it will not hamper or it will not stop any transactions. But if you are going to use it under a quota arrangement, then you can define it from here. Okay, so
If
any,
we want to identify the mandatory field of this purchasing screen, how we can do it?
so mandatory field here you can see anywhere in SAP, anywhere in SAP, let's say uncheck this one. Okay, now you can see there is a tick mark is there. Okay, so in
Okay.
any field there is a tick mark is there, that is a mandatory field. You have to fill it by default, you need to fill it. Otherwise if there is any fields are there, you can enter it or you do not enter, that is not a problem. But the field which is mandatory, let's say this is a mandatory field, you have not entered it and now you are hitting enter, so it will give you an error, fill the required entry fields. Okay, so
Fine.
once you are entering this field and entering it, it will go to the next screen, right?
Very fine.
Okay, so this one is plant and storage, storage data only. Okay, this is basically related to our storage location. These fields are not required in the perspective, but if you are using it, let's say if you are using it on a WM perspective, let's say you are having the WM model in your plant, for your plant you are having some WM unit, then you have to enter all of the settings. Let's say some storage bins, you need to mention it over here. Temperature conditions, if the material is required to store, let's say some of the product that might have to stored in a, let's say control temperature, on a high temperature or on a low temperature, then you can mention those temperature conditions over here. Then there is a
Sir, if
content. Hmm.
so sorry to interrupt you. If a person is creating an material acquisition document,
Mhm.
So he's entering all these things inside the SAP to create the material acquisition
No, it is
document.
no, it is not required because it is everything is maintained in material master, right? You don't have to enter anything in the purchase requisition. There you have to only enter the material number. That is only required. Nothing you need to enter. Okay.
Okay, so
See
this is
the
for us as
no
a for configuration. We
no
need to
see
understand this.
See, these different department, these are for the different departments. Okay. The first one, let's say the purchasing screen, whatever we have maintained in the purchasing screen, that is required for the purchasing department. So how you are going to order the material or how you are going to receive the material, what should be the reminders, what should be the shipping instructions, what should be how the material should be received. Let's say it will be received to the inspection stock, so all these things will be related to your
Purchasing department.
purchasing department, right? Once they are receiving the product or once they are going to provide the product, they need to know how the material is stored or how the material is procured. Okay, these information is for the purchasing department. Okay.
Very
now
fine.
now let's say the next one is plant data, storage data. This is basically related to your stores department. So all of the information that is required, it is required for the storage people or the stores people. Okay. So they need to know how the material, in which storage bin this needs to be stored, what is the store temperature condition, what will be the let's say label type, or what should be how we need to do the goods issue. Okay. These kind of things are relevant for the storage location. Okay, so that they can be able to do their transactions according to that.
Fine.
Okay. Okay. So here also there is no like mandatory fields are there, but there are some fields that you need to know. So first one is the unit of issue. So how you are going to issue the product. Okay, once you have received the material in your storage location, how you are going to issue it. Let's say you are having a in the production center, you are having some requirement, in which unit you are going to issue it. Let's say you are procuring the material or the base unit of material is kg, but you are like you are giving the material in grams, or you are giving the material in pieces. Okay. So in that case you have to mention the unit of issue over here. Okay. If the unit is different to the base unit of measure, then you can mention it from here, mention it here. If you are not mentioning it, by default the unit of base unit of measure will be the default unit. Okay. Then next one, the storage bin, where you want to store the material, that is for the information purpose. If we take it as a perspective, so it is only for the information purpose, because we don't have any command or we don't have any information how the material is getting stored. So this is only for the information purpose for our perspective. So temperature condition, and this is for CC, physical inventory indicator is there. So this is basically once you are doing the physical inventory, there is a process called physical inventory. Whenever we are going to the physical inventory part, then we are going to discuss what is the indicator, CC indicator. So there are different types of CC indicators are there. Okay. We will we will be looking into it once we are going to the physical inventory topic. Okay. So next one is here also batch management is there. You can select the batch management. If you are selecting it from the previous screen, then it will be selected over here, or you can select it from here also. So here one more important field is there. This is the shelf life data. Okay. So what is the shelf life data? So let's say there are many products are there which are having some life period, mean usage period, right? So if you are buying some food product, that will be having some expiry date, right? So let's say you are buying some medicines, that will be having some manufacturing date and expiry date also, right? So many of the products like the FMCG products or consumable products, that will be having some expiry date. So this fields shelf life data is related to that expiry date. So how much you need to consume and when you need to consume. Okay. So these are related to this shelf life data. So first one is maximum storage period. Second one is minimum remaining shelf life. So let's say here you can provide a time unit. There are four types of time units are there. Okay, not this one, this one. Period indicator for the SLAT. So here you can see there are four types of indicators are there. Here you can see the day, year, month or week. So let's say you have selecting year. Okay. So now the SLAD indicators or SLAD information, whatever you are entering it over here, it will be selected as the year. Okay. Let's say you are selecting maximum total shelf life, you are mentioning as 2, so it will be 2 years. Okay, because period is 2 and year shelf life is 2. Sorry, period is j, j means year, and here shelf life indicator is 2 means it will be valid for 2 years. Okay, so now let's say remaining shelf life, minimum remaining shelf life, let's say it should have minimum of 1 year shelf life. Okay, let's say your minimum of 1 year of shelf life should be there. Okay, let's say something is manufactured for total shelf life of 2 years. Let's say the maximum usage period is 2 years. So definitely there should be 1 year before the expiry date you need to send the product outside or you need to sell the product, right? So that is called the minimum shelf life. So once the material is having more than or less less than 1 year, then that product you cannot sell. Okay, so this is the purpose for the minimum shelf life. So minimum, if a product is having total shelf life of 2 years, so you have to, just a second. Okay, so let's say there is a maximum shelf life, let's say it's a 5 years. Okay, let's say 5 years of total shelf life is there. So minimum shelf life in your storage period, let's say in your storage, whenever you are storing that product, it should have minimum 1 year of shelf life, right? Okay, yeah. So minimum there will be some shelf life before you are going doing the goods issue. Matlab, uh, okay. So minimum there will be some shelf life, there should be some shelf life left for your product before you are sending it out. So that's why you should mention some of the minimum shelf life. It can be 2 years, it can be 3 years, it can be 4 years. How much you want to say, you want to enter it here. So maximum storage period, how much maximum storage period, how much time you want to have the maximum storage in the storage location, how many period you can store. Let's say here the total shelf life is 4 year, 5 years. So let's say just enter it. Let's go back to the screen. Okay, so here how much time you want to place the material inside your storage location, that also you can mention it over here. Let's say you want to place the material inside your storage location maximum in, maximum in, let's say 2 years you want to store it, you can store it for maximum 2 years. Okay, so all of the things you can mention it in the shelf life data. So basically this is required once you're, if you are having any kind of material that is having a expiry date, then you can mention this shelf life date or total shelf life date, minimum shelf life date and shelf life indicator, you can maintain it. Okay, so once you are entering these kind of data, then whenever you are doing the, let's say whenever you are doing the goods receipt, so whenever you are receiving the product, at that time you have to enter the manufacturing date, when the product has been manufactured. So you have to maintain that information inside your GR screen. Okay, so once you are entering the GR screen, it will calculate the time, like total shelf life date and remaining shelf life date, everything it will calculate from that manufacturing date. Understood? Let me explain you this thing. Let's say you are using a medicine. Okay, so medicine you are buying from the stores. Okay, so that will be having one expiry date, right? So let's say it is procured, let's say. So let's say, let's take an example. Okay, today you are going to buy a medicine. Okay, The medicine expiry date is 2024 March. Okay, so medicine expiry date is 2024 March. Let's say the manufacturing date is let's say 2022 March, right? So there is a manufacturing date, means it is manufactured on 2022 March, and when it will be expired on 2024 March it will be expiring. Okay, according to the product size, let's say it will be having 100 tablets. 100 tablets. Okay, you are buying a bottle of medicine that is having 100 of tablets, and it will expire on March 2024. So when you are going to buy this product, let's say I am selling you this product on 2024 January. Are you going to buy it? No, right? On the January it will be maximum of having 2 months of expiry date. So are you going to buy it from me? No, right? So maximum I need to sell it from, let's say, maximum 2023, let's say 2023 August. Okay, minimum you should have 2-3 months of expiry date, and you can consume it well. Let's say per daily you are taking one medicine, then it will take you 3 months to complete the tablets, right? It will take 3 months to consume that tablet, so you must procure this material from August, right? So basically let's take an example of a medicine store. So this medicine store people, they can sell this product before August 2023, right? After August 2023, let's say it is coming to 2023 December, or let's say November. Okay, let's say 2023 November is coming. So by that time their first priority will be to sell this product, because it will be having a less than 5 months of expiry date. So they need to sell it on an immediate basis, right? So after November they should not keep that product in their medicine shop, right? If it is kept there till, let's say, January 2024, then they have to put it as a scrap, right? They will scrap it. They need to scrap it because it cannot be consumed in a 2 months of time, right? So no one will buy that product for a 2 months period of time. No one will buy that, so they will have to scrap the product. Understood till this one, right?
Yeah.
Understood. So this is the concept. Basically, this is the date till when you can store the product. Let's say till August or till September to October, you can maximum till that period of time you can store that product in your warehouse or in your medicine shop. So that's what I have told you here. Maximum or minimum shelf life should be 1 year for this case. Let's say minimum shelf life for this one, minimum of 6 months of shelf life needs to be there, right? So that you need to put over here. What is the minimum shelf life? What should be the minimum shelf life before you are going to sell that product? Minimum it should be 6 months of time. Okay, understood?
So my question is,
Hmm.
when we are specifying the minimum and maximum shelf life, why we are giving the total shelf life as well?
No, maximum it is not required, but total shelf life is required. Means here you can
So
see,
in this case, it is 2 years.
yes, in this case it is 2 year because it is produced in 2022 and it is getting expired in 2024. So 2 years of total shelf life is there. This is required for us, right? If you are not having a total shelf life, how you can like calculate the minimum shelf life, or how many periods are left for your product to be useful? How you can calculate that? So for that one, total shelf life is required, minimum shelf life is required. So this is the minimum shelf life and this is the total shelf life. Okay,
Okay.
understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the concept for shelf life data. So next, let's go to the next screen. So this is basically the accounting view. So here you can see the mandatory fields are valuation classes and the price control. Here you can see the price control that we have selected in the material master configuration, we have selected as standard, right? So here also you can change it to the, like you can change it to the V also, moving average price also, but as we have selected it in the material master configuration, so it is coming as a standard price. So basically this valuation class is important for us. This valuation class is the first point of integration between FI and MM. Okay, so this material will be booked, or this material will be, this material valuation will be stored, or will be like it will be managed inside this valuation classes. Okay, so inside this valuation classes we will be having different, let's say different GL accounts will be assigned to this material valuation classes. To that the material will be, material price will be stored to that GL account. So this is basically required. This is a like link between MM and FI, how the material price will be stored to which valuation classes. Okay, so this is basically this valuation class. It is a group of GL account. Okay, let's say there are 5 or 10 GL accounts are there for the total material. So there are 5 to 10 GL accounts are there. This can be like, this can be clubbed inside a valuation classes, and inside that valuation classes we can provide different GL accounts. Okay, so this valuation class we have created, but now let's see how we can create the valuation classes. Okay, now let's go to here, let's go back. So here we have to go to, here we have to go to material management. Okay, here valuation and account assignment. So here we have to go to the account determination. So this is a very important topic, account determination. So this is the basic or starting of the account determination process. Gradually when we proceed further, we can see the different aspect of account determination. So here you can click on the account determination. First one is account determination with account determination wizard, and next one is without wizard. So we need to go to the without wizard. So wizard is basically, there will be some custom rules will be there. It will be like, it will be set automatically. If we go to here, so it will be creating the valuation classes and all the things automatically. Okay, so like whenever you are going to, let's say there is some password wizards are there, right? There you can set the password automatically, right? You have gone through some of the portals, they are having some automatic password setup wizards, right? So there directly some passwords will be set up automatically. So likewise here it will be set automatically. Okay, so here they will find some prerequisite material type and activate something. They will be, as per the standard process, it will be find something and it will be creating the account determination, but we require the manual process. So here we can enter the manual determination process. So this is without wizard. So these are basically some of the valuation control, valuation area, valuation classes, and define account grouping for movement type, purchase account management, configure automatic posting. So these are some of the things we need to have it under the account determination. That is very important. But right now we will be not going into the details. Okay, here only we need the valuation classes. So here you can go to the define valuation classes. So here there are three types of settings are there. First one is account category reference, second one is valuation class, and third one is material type and account category reference. So basically here if you go to the account category reference and material type, here for your material type, let's say your material type is what we created, IT01, not sure, IROH I believe we have created, right? Yes. So IROH we have created. Here you can see the account category references 0001 is mentioned. right? So you can create a different account category reference also, you can maintain it over here. Okay, let's go back. So this is basically you are assigning the material type. So basically we are creating the material master for a material type. So you have to assign that material type to the account category reference.